Good morning, I Strong family in our virtual worlds. We want to welcome you to our second open house. So, on today's open house, we have some amazing guests. We'll be sharing with you some of the things and tools that we use at throughout 287. So, before I go into any further details, I'm going to enter in my co hosts, Miss Jenna Colin Patel and Miss Denise Evans. Hey, guys. So I think you guys are on mute. So I think you guys need to unmute. There we go.
Thank you. Again, welcome everyone to PS287's open house. This is the second event of our series. Me and Miss Evans are going to be doing it together all day for the next hour and a half. We're so excited that Miss Bishop was able to welcome us this morning. And we have a really jam-packed agenda that we're really excited about. And I'm putting my disclosure out there again. You know, I am new to the StreamYard. I'm feeling much more confident this time, and I'm so excited to share with you guys.
Good morning, everyone. We are live PS287. We're ready for our school tour. Sit back and enjoy the atmosphere.
Okay, sit back and enjoy. So I'm excited. So today you guys have been doing the planning. So as the leader, I'm really excited because this is me working virtually from remote, letting you guys take the lead. So today, what do I have in store? Who's our guest?
So we actually, last week, we really just got into it and we were just showing a lot of videos. We were showing a lot of our school community. So we wanted people to be able to actually meet the players in PS287. And the players that we chose for this series number 2, session number 2, is our school social worker, Miss Mouchette, and our school speech therapist, Miss Brown. So we're so excited that they were able to make room in their schedule because we're constantly with students and working. You know how it is in the building,
Yeah.
So, but they were able to put some time aside, and they're going to join us today. And then we also have another guest, Miss Jody, who is our English as a new language teacher. So she's going to share a little message with us as well.
Awesome. So this is exciting. So we get all hands on deck. Let me tell you that this is a dynamic team, a trio. This trio that's coming up today is dynamic. They put their all of their energy into the work that they do for students and for families. They are relentless and they do not take no for the first answer. They kept pressing forward. So I'm excited. I think parents, you're going to have an amazing insight into PS287, our iStrong team. So I don't want to hold it up any longer. I'm going to turn it over to you guys and just trust the process.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bishop.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to bring in our school social worker, Miss Mouchette, and our speech therapist, Miss Brown. Welcome.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Thank you guys for making the time to be here. I know that here at PS287, we are always on the go, right? We're always worrying about those students, our families, our parents, our staff. So I know that for you guys to make this time is not always easy, but it's going to be worth it because we need, we want these families to come to us and we need to showcase the work that we're doing. So thank you. We're going to start off with Miss Mouchette. Welcome. Good morning. And Miss Mouchette, would you be able to just introduce yourself and about the work that you do here at PS287?
Okay, so I'm Miss Mouchette. I am the school worker at PS287. I like to say I love my position at PS287 because I get to devote all of my time at PS287 and not split my time at other schools is something that is a treasure because that's not the normal case for most social workers, DOE. So a lot of the work that I do is around culture, it's around socio-emotional learning, and building up our students and developing them. The academic part is super important, but also their character, how to be taught to be good people is also important. So that's part of the work that I do. And in doing that is also supporting families and ensuring that we're building our children up to be smart, educated, good people. So we do family work, parent support group, how to act groups for our young kiddos, individual counseling. So I have a dual role this year. As a social worker, I'm also the guidance counselor. So keeping up with our mandated students and making sure our fifth grade kiddos get into middle school and things of that nature. That's also something that I do. And like the one thing that I feel like I'm famous for at PS7 is town hall. So
Woo!
it was
We
a
love
blessing
town
to town
hall.
hall to PS287. So we facilitate that, and that's where we talk about our socio-emotional messages. We do our weather check. We just come together as a community to learn, grow, and bond.
I think Miss Evans has some questions.
Well, I just like to just piggyback off of what Ms. Mouchette has said. Ms. Mouchette has brought this experience called Town Hall. Town Hall is amazing. And as she said, it brings a whole school community together. As the parent coordinator, I deal with parents daily. I talk with parents, I meet with parents. But what I'm learning is now that I can share my parents with Ms. Mouchette is there open to assist them through highs and lows and help them to become a better person, not so much parent, a better person, which will enable them to be a great parent, and they'll be able to be more support for their students. So I'm so awesome grateful that Ms. Mouchette is here because she has extended herself to the parents as a support to just parents, just teachers, and just students. She has opened up the avenues for communication at our school community. And if you're going to come here to PS287, you're going to find out that we are truly a family. We're truly a family here.
Yeah. So, Miss Mouchette, thinking about town hall, I know you just gave a little overview on it, but since my time at 287, and I've only been here since October, town hall has really expanded, right? We've really brought in different components. So can you just speak about how it was maybe led by you and the staff and where we're going with it and where it's, I've seen that road. So we're pulling in a lot of our community. So if you could just share a little bit about that.
So the goal for Town Hall initially was to create a positive environment for our students, staff, and parents. We wanted to let people know that PS287 is a safe place. That was my main goal when I first came, is for everyone to feel safe and that we're a community, because it takes a village. If we're really going to raise the best children to be the best that they can be, all hands have to be on deck. And so Town Hall was the one place and time that we would all come together, all the stakeholders of developing our students can come together and celebrate them and celebrate each other. So it started off in the gym before the quarantine. And there was a vibe shift in the gym, because you could tell it was different. People were surprised, and not only were there Student of the Week and Student Awards and class recognition, but we also had Staff Member of the Week. We had Parent of the Month. So we wanted to include the entire community and let them know that we see you. You may not play the direct role on a day-to-day, but we see the part that you do play in our community, and we just want to show appreciation for that. So it started off in the gym. Then COVID happened and we had to go virtual, and then we were concerned about what would happen to Town Hall. And then we decided to try virtually, and we started on Google Meet with just 20 people on Town Hall. And we just kept being consistent. We tried to make it fun, add different themes into the mix, because we realized that our school community was saddened and devastated by the impact that COVID-19 had on our families individually and personally. And so it became a place where people became a self-care place. It almost like a support group where we all look forward to coming, and that created joy. And so having the different theme weeks that started up, and so that gives us something to look forward to. And it just started to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point that we had to transition from Google Meet to Zoom this year to accommodate. And, we went from 20 people to having an average of 70 people on Town Hall every week. And, our school is not a big school. We have, 130 students in the school. So to have 70 out of 130 on Town Hall is pretty good.
And I'm going to interject there because I think the average is closer to 85. Just saying. I'm on there every week. Okay?
Give or take. But yeah, and as we came into this year, we wanted to come and do town hall more intentionally. So Ms. Bishop and I sat down about creating a trauma-informed plan and what a trauma-informed school would look like. And town hall was a major player in that. And so we have our socio-emotional learning message weaved into town hall, so that as a community, we're learning how to be more socially, emotionally aware, because we need that. And then we added the weather check, because we wanted to let everyone know that our feelings matter. Sometimes we're going through things and we go about our day and we have to come into the building, do our work, do our job. And there's a lot of weight on us that's heavy that we need to release. So the weather check gives us that time, because it's something different when you know that someone is going through something. That little attitude that they had last period or last week, it kind of is like, oh, I kind of feel empathetic. Let me go and give them a hug or give them an encouraging word instead of throwing an attitude back. Like, why is that person being so stink? Because now we have a little bit of an insight of what each of us are going through. And we don't even have to share in detail. If we say, I'm feeling rainy today, the next question automatically is, do you want to talk about it? No. And everyone's like, okay. And we keep it going. And now it feels good to see staff members using the weather checks, hearing young people use the weather check, even speaking to parents. If we ask, they know what it is. So that's a big deal. And we try to incorporate other things. We do shout outs and our awards, and we try to highlight our businesses. So it's really a community event. Anyone can be invited to town hall. And there's a motivational message. That's what I forgot. We always end town hall with a positive motivational message, and it's always in line. We have a word from Ms. Bishop. Principal Bishop comes in and educates us with a word of the week to have us to reflect and meditate on. So it's a positive experience. It's something to look forward to every Friday morning. But yeah, I think
you missed one little piece. I just, sometimes I'm watching from the outside, and again, I'm new to this school community, but I am so happy that I was placed in this school community. And what I do want to say is that, you were leading the work, you still lead the work, but now our students are taking charge. Okay? Our students are running that town hall. They're running segments. They're having morning shows. There are children who would barely speak up in class to respond to one answer, and now they're leading interviews. So I just wanted to let you know, I had to highlight that as well.
Yes, the goal is for town hall to eventually be student-led.
If I may add, I believe, just as Jenna just stated, town hall opened up our parents. And from our parents being opened up, now we have parents leading workshops. So town hall has had an effect on not just the students, as Jenna just said. Our parents are coming out and they're participating and they're leading workshops. We had a business work, women in business, and we had a parent lead women in business with one of our kindergarten students as the co-host. So let me tell you, PS 287 is doing great things, great things. We could go on and on and on, but we're excited about what's going on.
Yeah, and I think we're going to go on and on today. But, we need to highlight, we want families to come here. Like I said, and I will continue to say, I am new to this school community. I came in October. We just came out of we're not out yet, but during a pandemic, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know one person here. Since the moment I walked in that door, I have felt that I was part of this community and part of this family. So just like I did, I believe any student, any family that comes through this door, pre-K, kindergarten, even 1st through 5th, you can transfer in. We want you. And I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best decisions. So Ms. Mouchette, thank you so much. I am going to now introduce our speech teacher, Ms. Brown. Thank you, Ms. Brown, for being here this morning.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
We're good. We're just so excited that you were able to join us.
I know, I'm excited too. I'm a little I don't know where I am, but I'm excited.
I gave the disclosure in the beginning. StreamYard gets you a little crazy. Then me and Miss Evans think we're on Ryan and Kelly now. So
I'm here for
Just
it.
go with it.
Yeah.
But if you would like to just introduce yourself and give a little overview about the work you do here.
Of course. So I'm Katherine Brown. I am the speech therapist at PS 287. I've been the speech therapist here for 3 years. So my role is to service students who have IEPs and specifically with speech and language impairments and work with them. And that's about 10% of a school building. But what I love about my position at PS 287 is we really are a community. We are a family. I service 10% of the students. I know 100% of them. That's the same as Ms. Mouchette. I know she only services mandated a few students, but here we are. We know we're in every single classroom. We know every single student, which is something really special about a school. We have first eyes on everything. So if there's ever a concern, ever something, a kid needs help with something, we're right there. We're stepping in. And that's something that I really love about being able to service at PS 287. So that's my role on paper. But then,
I know it extends way past this. So if you want to share all of that.
Yeah, so I know Ms. Mouchette right now is getting ready to get Career Day rolling, so I'm helping out with that. We're always here for fun. We're the party committee, I would say, me and Ms. Mouchette. That's not a role. If anyone wants to put that under my position title, I would take it. But yeah, so really that's mostly what I do. I'm working with students who need my support, but also just all around the school building to be a lookout for anyone who might need my support, and here to have fun with the students and the families.
Awesome. And I'm thinking about, seeing you around the building and all the work that you do. So it's not, obviously students are first and foremost, right? That's why we're here. But I see the connection that you have with families. And how important it is for our students who are receiving speech and language, right? Because the crossover, we need what you teach to be instilled across all environments. So can you speak a little about the connection with families?
Of course. I would actually say that the pandemic, this might be something that was eye-opening and a positive that came out of it, really being able to see if you teach a parent what we're teaching and how we're teaching it, they can then take that and run with it. So I've seen last spring, parents were able to watch speech sessions because they were all virtual. And I saw progress that I hadn't seen. And, when you speak to the parents, it's because they saw exactly what I was doing and now they're doing it. We are your students, your kids' teachers, but you are the first teacher as a parent. So being able to see the strategies that we know and that work with your students has been great. And, that's something that we have definitely taken into consideration as our students are moving back towards the building. I continue to use Google Classroom, even with those parents who are in the building, so I can send the resources that are working, and really being able to have that open dialogue with the teachers and all of the related services. So if I see something that's working and Ms. Mouchette is also working with that student, we can collaborate. Ms. Mouchette was talking about students in town hall, how they're taking lead. A lot of those students are students who receive services. Yeah. So that's something that has been great for me to see, because I'm here working on those speech and language skills. And now Ms. Mouchette can take those skills that we're working on and foster it so that they can feel comfortable using it across the school community. So not only are they practicing the skills in our 30-minute speech sessions, they're really using them, and not just for school and to get better. They're using it for fun. They love it. They're broadcasting. They're question askers. And it's been really, really amazing to see, not just from our highest students, all of our students are making that progress, and all of our students have really shown a voice this year, whether they have come into the building or whether they're still remote. So that's been amazing.
Yeah. And the piece you just said, like how this pandemic, obviously we had a lot of loss and a lot of feelings that were not great ones, right? But there's been so many positives that came out of it. I think in our school community here at PS 287, we always had the technology. Miss Bishop, our principal, she is up there. She is a 21st century. She is like we have tech everywhere. But I don't think we ever fully took advantage of it until we had to. And now that we actually are, just like you said, students are back in our building, and those kids come to you for speech, where maybe you would have reached out once a week to the parent through a phone call. Now we have Google Classrooms with the parent. So they see exactly what went on in the session, what strategies. So when they're home and they're having dinner with their family, they could elect that from the child. They could say, oh, so what happened today during speech? Maybe you learned this strategy. Let's talk about it. Whatever it may be, it's now really expanding. And the purpose of all of school and these services that we provide, I believe are really being instilled in our children, because sometimes we would just see it here in the school, but families, staff, all stakeholders are really seeing the kids blossom outside of it.
I'd just like to share with what Ms. Brown was saying. She not only works with Ms. Mouche, they push into the classrooms, and as Ms. Brown said, everybody knows every student in the building. Every staff is dealing with every student, whether they're pre-K or fifth grader. Everybody interlocks with each other, and you see the camaraderie. You can feel it. You see the change when they come into the building, when they're leaving in the evening. You see the parents. We're pulling our parents together as a community, and as Ms. Brown stated, now parents can actually see the work that the speech teacher is doing. They can see what Ms. Mouchette does when she does circle time. We have things going on where we have parent support group, and that's just for parents only. Those things that are said in those sessions just for parents. Then there's the teacher session that only staff is in, and they could voice and get through their feelings. And then there's the children time, and Miss Mouche will tell you they are speaking up. Those grades are speaking up, and
I don't know. They're going to have too much voice.
Yeah, they're sharing their strengths, their hopes. They're sharing. So what we try to do here at PS 287 is make a child's voice be heard. That their voice is necessary, and they can use it. There's no apprehension. Speak up, speak out. I could go on.
Yeah. Well, I know you ladies have to get back to work, and have a lot of students to see today. But I just wanted to say a really huge thank you from both of us.
Thank you.
We just, we're just so lucky to have colleagues like both of you. And again, to those families, if you come here to PS 287, you have access to amazing staff members that will literally be there to support you and your child any way needed. But right before you both leave, I would just like you to share what your favorite memory is of 287.
That's hard.
Okay.
But before I share my favorite memory, I just wanted to invite whoever is watching, whoever wants to see what we're doing, to invite them to look at our YouTube channel. The things that we talked about, there's evidence, videos and things of that nature that shows of the work that we talked about. And also, you're welcome. Come and visit our town hall. Come to our college and career week that Ms. Brown mentioned. It's open. You can pop in and you can see some of the things that we're doing. Come to watch our family university live on the same platform. Just so you guys can actually see what we're doing and know that we're not just talking, we're doing it.
And I have to shout out Miss Bruno. Thank you. As a grandparent, she has seen great improvement since online learning. So that just goes to show we're not just saying it, we're doing it here. Thank you.
So I'll go first. I'll say my favorite memory, I think, was last year at College and Career Week, because it was in May. So, we were at the height of the pandemic, and some students, we were still working on devices. We were really troubleshooting every issue, and we saw the calendar say College and Career Week, and we were like, we're going to do it. In person, it had always been good, but then when we brought it remotely and we brought it live, it was amazing to see. We had students leading the interviews. They were all student led. I loved seeing that. I got to see some of my childhood friends coming in and speaking about their careers and their experiences. And it was just really great to see, some of our students wanting to grow up and ask. And, I continue to ask those questions and continue to get more and more information from some of those students. And there's still talk about it. So I would say that was one of my best memories. I really loved seeing how excited the kids got. You think maybe college and career week might not always be appropriate for pre-K through fifth, but that's not true. Our kids loved it and they really took control and ownership of that week. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's the week of May 17th. So definitely stop on the Facebook page that week and check out some of those videos.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's my first career in college and career week here at PS 287 this year. So thanks for sharing that memory. It's got me even more excited.
Of course.
Mr. Chet, did you have some think time over there?
Oh my gosh. It's so hard because there's so many ones. Thinking about college and career, I'm thinking about I Matter Town Hall. I'm thinking about middle school open house. And I just decided there's a theme because I also do small groups. And the theme is just the growth in our young people. That's what I really appreciate the most, and that's what keeps me going. But if I had to pick a moment, I would say town hall that we had before spring break. Very specific town hall, and the reason is because there was the most student voice. So Aslan led the weather check, Rashad led shout out. We had kids say how they felt about Miss Bishop and just different things going on in terms of student voice. But what really warmed my heart was the weather check and the fact that our students felt comfortable sharing. And one of our students lost a parent and felt comfortable to stay on town hall in front of 85 people, what happened. And our third grade facilitator was able to immediately provide comfort to him and invited the students to unmute and give that student comfort, and just see the growth of where our community has come from when we started out in the gym, when I had to remind everybody at the time attend town hall, to everyone being invested in a circle of students for home at PS 287 virtually. That town hall really, really it just shows the growth and how far we came from. So that would be my favorite.
I'm just excited because I'm already thinking back. I'm thinking forward to next year. I'm thinking, September, right? And I'm thinking, where is town hall going to go? Because we're all going to probably be back, but our families are going to be coming in virtually. So I'm just excited for this ride and really where we're going. And we're going up. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today. If we may ask for a surprise visit, maybe on our third or fourth session, we may plan something. So if you guys can make it, that would be awesome. But we will be in touch. And like Miss Mouchette and Miss Brown said, check out our Facebook, check out our YouTube. There are resources. The things that we're speaking about come to life, and you'll be able to witness that for yourself. So ladies, get back into the grind. Go see those students. I'll see you around the hallways. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having us.
Okay. It's just us again.
Ooh, wow. It's just us. As we keep saying, PS 287 is a future-ready school. We're moving. We're shaking. Our word here is go with the momentum. And we have a logo here, which is I Strong. I Strong. I strong in thoughts. I strong in spirit. I strong in body. We're moving towards strengthening students' minds, bodies, as well as their parents, and off into the community. So our school is about community. Community is outside the surrounding building, and inside the school is community, because students, parents, and staff, that's a community. From 8:50 to 2:30, that's a family. 4 days a week we're in this building, that's a family. All day long with your teacher, that's a family. And we have those children that are in the building and those children that are remote. Because when you go into the classrooms in our building, you see the children that are on remote. You see them right there on the smart board. So students that are in the building look up at the smart board and they see their classmates who chose to be home remotely. They see them. So the connection is still there, and the teacher are in the room. So we welcome people to log on to this school tour. We welcome you to click onto our Facebook page, click onto our website, click onto the YouTube. And as Ms. Jenna said, we speak about things that we're doing, but then there is the evidence that you will see what is actually going on in this building. It's nonstop. The calendar is full. There's activities.
I think sometimes we're overbooked.
Yeah,
but it's a great thing.
We're just letting you know that things are happening in the school, even during a pandemic, which devastated everyone. It took everyone by surprise. March 16th last year, we were shut down as a people, but schools were working together, staffs were working together to create the online, the remote, and everything so that we'll be able to communicate. And I think everyone in this school has done an above an amazing job to keep the school together.
Just gonna say, PS 287, you guys did not take a break.
No.
If anything, you guys have instilled and started so many different initiatives during a time when people were probably like, let's just get through the day.
Right.
They're not just getting through the day here.
No.
We're not just getting through the day.
We're active. We thank also, we don't want to ignore or forget our leadership. Thanks for our leaderships, Miss Everbell Bompon Bishop, who pushes us to greatness, who pushes students and teachers and parents and pulls everybody together and said, let's do it. You want to do that, Miss Evans? Go ahead, do that. So that's the attitude here at 287. PTA is strong. PTA is open. Our PTA meetings on Zoom, they're open to the public. They're open to the community because communities matter. Students come from communities. We have surrounding schools, and everybody's a part of the same goal to create an atmosphere in their school where it's positive and there's learning. So we just want to let you know that you're more than welcome to come to PS 287. And when you come here, you're going to feel that you're a part of a family.
Yes, and I keep hearing community, family, and that's definitely a theme here. This is some sort of connection. I just wanted to share with you guys about what's going on. We're going to give you a tour of the classrooms and the school building in about 2 minutes. But before we get there, I just want to say that, we're opening up to the community, we keep saying. Today, for instance, in our pre-K and our kindergarten classrooms is our first session of the Brooklyn Bridge Park Conservatory. Thank you. That's our partnership with them. So they are providing virtual field trips for our students. It's going to be pre-K through 5th grade, 3 sessions from now to the end of June. Like I said, today we have pre-K and we have kindergarten up first. I can't wait to get a little glimpse into those virtual field trips. I think pre-K just started about 4 minutes ago, so they're probably off into Zoom and having an amazing time. But again, those partnerships, that community, it's real, it's here, it's living in our halls, it's living in our Zoom classes, in our Google classrooms. So we're gonna get into our school. We're gonna give you a school. Why am I losing my words right now? A school tour. So Miss Bishop is gonna take us through that tour. Just give me one moment and I will share that with you.
Fine.
287 family. This is Miss Michette, your school social worker, and this is your PS 287 Friday morning show. On this episode of our PS 287 I Strong Morning Show, we will be watching Miss Bishop share a message with us and giving us a tour of what PS 287 looks like since we've reopened after the pandemic. Take a look.
All right, guys. So I know that some of the families are remote and we still have some major concerns, but I want to kind of let you know what's happening at 287 and how proud I am, okay? So the first class I'm going to sneak into is definitely RPK. Now, if you have a family member, a cousin, an auntie, a niece, a nephew, and they need a pre-K room, in person or remote, this is the teacher to go to. So what you guys were able to see was instruction online, right? So that was pre-K, they're learning the basics. This, if you didn't know, 287 always had a dentistry clinic. So this was actually the dentistry clinic. So when COVID came in, we just kind of repurposed it. That's the word, repurposed. We purposed it for our needs for COVID, and we haven't had a need for this. If a child has a fever and is extreme, we have an isolation room. Inside you'll see an air purifier, accessible windows, a cot. You know, I'm gonna stress to my PTA, we can probably upgrade it if we can. My nurse over here, there were other things that the school's health department provided, and the structure, other things. Hey, Mr. Herman. So, you know, and we also did cubbies. So we repurposed this, we put in cubbies, just in case you had to check up your child, everything is isolated. When you guys come into the office or online and you need to register your kids for kindergarten, pre-K, or regular school, it goes to my office team and they are 100% ready to go. This is the office you would go into. You know, Ms. Hall, Ms. Evans, Ms. Francois, they're here to support you guys. And so if you have, again, any family member, any person that needs to speak another language or is learning English, and you want to invite them into 287, please do so. Reach out to Ms. Evans today. So in the hallway, although we are doing remote, if you look on these walls, we are supervision. So this is the poetry roll from our community. People are talking about our community uses poetry to express hope. We knew that was one thing we wanted to deal with. Social emotional learning. The iStrong leaders. This is where the class awards go, so it's being updated. Preparing for Friday. Our 287 entrepreneurship wall. This is my favorite wall. This is coming from our spring town halls, where we actually asked families to think about what they do really well, and they started businesses. So shout out to Kiki Foodie, shout out to Auntie Don's crew, shout out to Marlene's Baby Cakes, and shout out to Everything with Tea Catering. So, and we have more. This is just the first 4, but I honestly could probably fill the bottom wall with some students that started their businesses. This is my other goals, student government. They are doing amazing work. Every child, every day can come get a lunch. Let me say that. Lunch in the cafeteria is usually bad. And if it's hot, they usually have a platter. So if you're in remote learning and you need lunch or breakfast, please come out for that. This is another favorite staple of mine. You're gonna see this twice. I don't know how to package this and keep it. But it says my We Are iStrong. And if you look closely, Ms. Michelle, you see the images of my babies. I can't see. Aww. This is our year's goals. What I think I'm going to do is post it and share it on our Facebook and our Instagram and Twitter accounts. And what you're going to find are 5 key school goals that we are focusing on this year to address major absenteeism, ELA, and math. So I'm going to take you to the kindergarten class, this whole class. And so this class happens in person and it happens remotely.
You have to say hello. Good job. So next, you have to say hello. Good. So next.
So although it was really challenging to figure out how to educate kids and push them at the same time in 2 locations, kindergarten is a good example of how my educational assistant, Ms. Upperton, as well, is helping them remotely. So what's really different about 287, and I can only speak about 287, is that I have really strong educational assistants. You know, we usually call them paraprofessionals, but to be very honest, a strong para is a powerful educational assistant. They will help your child as simply as getting up, making sure that their work is done correctly, advocating for your student. I've had educational assistants that fight for every child that comes before them, whether the homework is clear, meeting with teachers just to speak to them about it. The next grade that you're going to see is my first and second grade classrooms. And just like I was talking about strong educational assistants, Miss Marshall is one of the strongest. So she does the work in the building, and the teachers are working outside, so we're just gonna peek in. So I know you're like, what in the world, they're jumping up and down? Yes. What we found based on research is that if you just say kids stay on the screen all day, and they don't get a chance to jump up around, they won't make it happen. So even when they're in the person and they're learning, we have to make breaks. And I figured about you and your book and your posters. I couldn't forget. He's teaching me Arabic. Okay. So we found based on research that if you give kids opportunities to exercise, to have a break, to breathe in, it's called mindfulness and wellness. And so we want to give kids those opportunities in class. So I'm being paused right here. So every week when we're on town hall, you hear about the class awards. So every class award that goes downstairs, we take them back and we put them upstairs. So there's a hallway with the classes that won. You'll see fourth grade blended cohort, the dates, and for each one, so member mentality, transition, best attendance. So you'll see that. And then when you look on the other side of this hallway, you're also going to find our Star Student of the Week. So if you've been honored as a Star Student, guess what? You're on the wall. Your name and family is beside. So even if you've been working remotely, as long as your teacher selected you, you're on that road. Yeah, this is Miss Mouchette's woosah moment, okay? So this is welcome to the cone room and Google Store. I can't wait. So we're getting up the pieces, the things that need to be ordered from the Google Store that's coming. Therapy happens here. You know, and also the SEL checklist. Those of you remember this in town hall. I was under so much pressure. Miss Michelle would ask those questions. I had to restate the question, answer the question, add 2 details. But this checklist is throughout the building. You'll see it downstairs. You see it here. When we open up fully and we get to the cafeteria, you'll see it in the cafeteria, in the library. So you'll see evidence of this SEL checklist every year. And it's just a reminder to us that we should check in with each other. And I think the word is empathy. Mm-hmm. Okay, good job with them. Paying attention. We're going to sneak into Miss King's 3rd grade. It's Miss King and Miss Pinkston.
Okay? 7 different groups of 2. You get them hold it up so they can talk about the work.
So as you can see, this concept of first off, let me just give a shout out to my classrooms because this concept of teaching remote and hybrid. So you saw her on the computer and we saw the kids being able to be seen on smart boards. That goes back to keep your cameras on. We want to make sure that people feel connected. And that's the biggest thing. We're going to go into 4th grade and still on Miss Passad's class. So I'm just going to think, I can't really record this part, but Ms. Brown definitely still does related services, so reach out to related services. You can schedule in person, out person, so I don't think no one is in, but we'll just come with those. She's removed. So I guess what I want to leave with you on this tour, because I'm going to 5th grade, I graduated class. What I want to leave with you is that learning is happening in 287. We definitely need the support, the encouragement, and even the frustration of our families. Yes, I said the F word, frustrations. I want you to share your frustrations with technology, with attendance calls, with books, access. And why do I want you to share them? I don't want you to be quiet and upset. I want you to be passionate and very direct about what you need because we're in this together. When you see together, we are our strength, that's what it means. It's together. The dedication that these teachers put into coming to work every Monday through Thursday in the building, some teachers travel buses, trains, one bus and a train to come here. Some people have to leave their families on remote. And I know that you guys know it, but I want to put it inside of you so you understand that your frustrations are our frustrations, and we want to work together to ease them. There was Mr. G outside, and he's been doing e-STEAM classes. We were teaching kids technology, how to type. So you'll see that in the Google Classrooms. Hi, Mamoon. I'm learning Arabic any day. And I know you guys are like, she's excited about Arabic. Here's why. Every child, whether they can speak, whether they can write, has something they're expert in. And as the adults in the building, it's important to me that we celebrate that. What are you an expert in? And how can I challenge you? This is the 5th grade ring. This is Miss K in Miss Yale's room.
And you're like, yes, and there's something, release.
So I'm gonna get ready to end this tour because I'm tired. That's number one. Each class on each grade, I'll just pause here so you can here, each class in this building has 2 classrooms. So I'm sneaking into the 5th grade class. So we're equipped to split classes. The piece where you saw the baskets, if you looked closely, you saw Ziploc bags. Everything is done in the thinking and the thought of. We have to ensure that there's no cross-contamination. And my staff did an amazing job with that work. So I just want to share with you, because you never get a chance to see, take a few minutes to kind of walk through and show you what's happening in the building. I'm so excited to be able to lead this community because you guys are actually leading the work. So again, families, as you're watching, share your frustrations. Don't be angry at home. Get us in on it so we can support you. And remember, all cameras on. We want this screen to disappear and stay connected. Take care, everybody.
Oh, we're back.
There we go. We're back.
So I just wanted to debrief and think about that video that we just saw. I love actually that Ms. Bishop said, keep those cameras on, right? We want to keep that connection. Before we leave you today, obviously we have a little more of our tour going on, but we are going to show you a little segment from our morning piece, and it's about keeping cameras on. So that's really a school-wide expectation, right, Ms. Sevens?
Sure is. Sure is.
We've been really, being adamant about that because sometimes you need your camera off, right? Because there's things going on in the home or something that they need a break. They're going, whatever may be happening with the student. But overall, when they're engaged in that classroom or in town hall, we want to see your face. We want to see your emotions. How can we best support and make sure that you're getting what you need out of school, out of this community? So that is something we're going to share.
I also noticed that when I check with classrooms, because when you step in the classroom, you see on the smart board, you see those students that are remotely, and the students that are in the building, they now get a chance to see their classmates, and they haven't seen some of them in such a long time. So your camera being on, it's a school expectation, but it's also something that makes another person feel good. Just to see your face makes all of us feel good because we miss each other.
Yeah.
School has been challenging. It's been different.
Yeah, it's and we have more students coming into the building as this opt-in period is now open. Again, families, if you're ready to come back, come back. We're willing, we're ready, we want you here. But like I said, I've seen some of the kids remotely, and I never met them in person.
Right.
So them coming into the building, I was at recess yesterday. I'm like, wait, hey, what's your name? Oh, so nice to see you. Wait, I remember you from second grade through your camera. But now I actually get to see the children and the students. So it's really been an awesome experience. Before we get to our morning show segment, so what I want to give you is today, like we said, we're having different stakeholders, the people that create the magic in our school at PS287 that are not teachers in the classroom. So we gave you a little insight and meeting to Miss Mouchette, our social worker, and Miss Brown, our speech teacher. But right now, I want to give you a little insight, and I want to let you guys meet Miss Jody.
Yes, Miss Doty.
Yeah, so Miss Doty is our English as a new language teacher. She is new with us this year, but she has just come on and been a team player. So I would love to share that with you guys, and we can talk about it. And if you have any questions, please put it in the chat, and we'll get to them. So give me one moment. Okay, here we go with Miss Doty. Gotta love technology.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Doty and I am the English as a new language teacher here at PS287. I am sorry that I'm not able to be here in person. I am at PS287 on Monday and Wednesday and another school on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I apologize in advance that I'm not in real time with you right now. But I wanted to take just a minute to introduce myself, introduce my role here at PS287, and introduce some of the things that I'm excited about and that I really love about working here and that I think will be just are super beneficial for our students here. So my role as the English as a new language teacher or ENL teacher is to really make sure that our students who are still learning English have the same opportunity to access content and gain the skills and knowledge to excel at their scholarship, just as much as other students do for whom English is a first language. It's also my responsibility to make sure that our communication and the school communication with families takes place in their home language. So no matter what language you speak, you are able to be just as involved in your child's educational journey. There's so much about PS287 that they're bringing to the table to make sure that students are really excelling that is super exciting to be a part of. One thing that I think is really impressive is the innovative use of technology. I know that because of the way that school looks this year, we've had to rely on technology, but I think that PS287 is really taking that and running with it in a positive way. There's so much focus on technology as a tool to enhance student engagement and collaboration rather than just being something that we are forced into using. And I think that we see a lot of these technological aspects are things that our students are going to have to use year after year. They're not going away. And so to really be at the front of that is something that is really great. I also think that the focus on social emotional learning and the well-being of our students is really key, especially this year when so many of our students and families are dealing with loss and trauma. So we have PS287 there for you, and we're working not only to foster a school building, but also a community and a family. And I think that is one of the things that I love most about working here. This is my first year teaching, and I've just felt that the teachers, the students, the administration, everyone is so welcoming and have welcomed me with open arms. And this same sense of community is really extended to our students and to our families. And that's incredibly important when we're talking about learning, right? Because study after study has really shown that students thrive in an environment where they feel valued, safe, and encouraged. So students learn more when they're somewhere where they feel as if they are supported within their learning. And I think that we see PS 287 really encouraging and fostering that. There's so much more I could talk about, but I don't want to drone on. Just a few more things. I think along with this social emotional learning is this focus on trauma-informed teaching, issues of restorative justice, and also this idea of mastery rather than just receiving a letter grade. Really working to have students master and exceed mastery in the content of what they're learning are all some of the really great things that I think we're doing here at PS 287. So it was lovely to meet all of you. And yeah, I thank you for watching this video.
Okay, thank you, Miss Doty. Like Miss Doty said, she services our students here twice a week, and this is her first year teaching. So for her to be able to create that testimonial and really talk about the work that's going on here and how her experience is, I just want to thank her. And she's, like I said before, she's really a team player, right?
Yeah, she is.
I mean,
she is. She pushes in. She pushes in just as Miss Mouchette does. She pushes in just as Miss Brown does. She's fit right in.
yeah.
She's fit right in. I don't know. I thought she was here 3-4 days. It just seemed like she is every day. I don't know.
I know.
Miss Doty she's available. She's concerned. She follows up. In our school, everybody is a part of the attendance team. I just want to let parents know. Every parent, every teacher, every staff in the building supports the attendance teachers. So that's how we know everybody. We know what's going on with everybody. We know what everybody's feeling, who's absent, who's running late. Ms. Doty calls those students, those bilingual students. So everybody is going to hear from some staff member at PS 287. You don't have to worry about anything as a family, as a parent. When you drop your child off in school, if there's a concern you have, just call the office, call myself, call Ms. Hall, call the teacher, send a text, send an email. We work together, and Ms. Doty has fit in. She's fit right in with us, with being supportive with our students. Very supportive.
And that's what and that's great, because that's the connection I want to make, right? We're here today for an open house. We want you. We want the community. We want you guys to come here to PS 287. And just as a new teacher, she said, I feel comfortable, right? Any student who walks in this building, I truly believe that they are comfortable. They want to be here. You have to see them. Miss Shanna, can I come hang out with you today? I think I got a million meetings. I can't come hang out, but I can maybe pop into your classroom. They want to be with us. We want to be with them and just give them, right? I'm going back to that college and career week. A lot of times people say, oh, you only teach kindergarten through 5th grade. Why would you have a college and career week?
Why not?
Right?
We're planting seeds of greatness. We're planting seeds. Children today are on social media. They're on their phones. They know about technology at different levels that myself, I don't know all the time. Children know what college is. They hear people talk about college. They see things on TV. So Ms. Bishop is like, no, we're going to step out. We're going to do college and career week. We're going to do it virtual. How are we going to do it, Ms. Evans? I don't know.
But we're going to do it.
But we're going to do it.
Wait, I'm interjecting for 1 second, because yesterday I was having a conversation with a family of ours, 3 students. They're here in the school. And they said, Miss Shanna, so I'm in this grade, so I'm going to graduate in 5th grade. And then when do I graduate next? So I said, oh, you graduate in 8th grade, and then you graduate in high school. You know, it was just a regular conversation. And they came back at me and they said, Miss Shanna, then we got to graduate college. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you know, like I wasn't even thinking, but it's on their minds. It's instilled in them. They know their trajectory. It may be college or it may be career, but whatever it is, there is something there. They have that seed, like you said.
Once the seed
right?
is planted, then once the seed is planted, then we need to water it. We need to water it. If it's planted in pre-K, water it kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. Kids continue to see College and Career Week at PS 287. There's no other decision that they're going to talk about when they go into middle school is but college, because they've been hearing it so long.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just thinking about my own experience. I know in my family, I was the first one to graduate college. And I guess I don't even think when I was in kindergarten, I didn't know what college was.
Oh, no.
You know, but like we do over here. We're setting those expectations. So getting back to the work that Miss Mouchette does, you'll probably hear her name a lot, as you already have in this session. She is an integral part of our school community. And as we said, Town Hall keeps evolving. We have new segments, we have new leaders, we have second graders leading conversations. But what we wanted to highlight today was the morning show segment. So we're gonna share a video with you guys right now, and it actually connects to those cameras being on. So we talk about the work, but we're showing you the work as well. So here we go. Just give me a moment. As you know, I'm new to this StreamYard, and I will continue to say it until I feel comfortable.
This was a good one.
Have you ever wondered why certain rules and expectations Have you ever wondered why certain rules and expectations don't seem to be implemented or followed? Well, I'm Miss Mouchette, and here on the iStrong survey, we go around and we're going to investigate why certain rules or expectations are not being followed. And we are going to chat with Miss Bishop to confirm whether these expectations are actual rules that we must follow or not. And where do we go from here? Take a look. So, Ritash, is it better to have your camera on or off during remote learning? Off. Vanity, is it better to have your camera on or off?
If you're a student and people don't know because you're new and they won't know who you are.
Awesome. Okay. So Kamani, during remote learning, do you think it's better to have your camera on or off?
On.
On. So tell us why.
Because it's scary in the dark.
I prefer the camera on. And I prefer the camera on because we want to see our students, we want to see our teachers. It's better to engage. You can show your work. You can really explain yourself, and people can see your emotions and see how you're feeling.
Which one do you think is better, camera on or off?
On, because if the camera's off, then people won't know what you're doing, or if you're even in a class. I agree with your side. If your camera is off, then you can do whatever you want, but you don't want that because you said yes already. So what's the point of going into class and saying yes, turning your camera off, then doing whatever you want? So I say you should have your camera on.
For me, I personally prefer cameras on because it lets everybody know what we look like. Mm-hmm. And we all should be able to see each other because by seeing each other, it encourages each other. It lets us know that we're there, and then we can support one another if we cut our cameras on. So it's my suggestion that you do, please cut your camera on.
All right, hello, PS 287 family. I'm here with two of our pre-K students, Lola And Carter, say hi. All right, okay, Carter. So what I want to ask you, do you like the camera to be on or off?
On.
Okay, you both said on. Okay.
I think it's better to have your camera on because I like to see everybody's faces, and when someone's really excited about something, you can see that. And if someone has a question, not only can they raise their hand on Zoom, but they can raise it with their camera on.
Great. Tell us, when you're in remote learning, do you prefer your camera to be on or off?
Off.
You prefer it to be off. Tell us why.
Because my sisters.
What about your sisters?
I like to mess up my room.
Your sisters like to mess up your room. Okay, and so because of that, you don't want your camera on. Wow, okay, that's a little deep. How would you feel if it became mandatory for you to have your camera on?
I would have to clean my room first.
You would have to clean your room first? Okay, but it won't be like a big deal though.
Yeah, it won't be a big deal.
It would be?
No, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
Well, during remote learning, cameras should be on for a few reasons. The first reason is I know that children are fully engaged if I can see them in the lesson. They're participating, I can see if they're writing, doing their work. I know if they're distracted or not, I can wean them back in. So that's one of the reasons why I needed the cameras on. A second reason is just the human effect. They need to see their teacher, they need to see their friends, and I need to see them. It keeps it very human instead of it being really robotic. The children are missing the human connection by coming in the building. So if the cameras are on, it's a good way to see your friendly faces, your teacher. It makes them feel more normalized because it's a big experience for them and it's different and it's not what they're used to. And as children, we need to have that human connection.
Mohammed, do you prefer cameras on during remote learning or cameras off?
Off, because I'd be nervous. And I would like to do the camera on because I get so much nervous, but I could answer that teachers tell me.
Mr. Day, can you tell us, what would you prefer, camera on or off?
On, because I like to see lots of different faces from lots of different grades.
Okay.
Hi, Ms. Bishop.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for sitting with me. So, inquiring minds want to know, is it an expectation to have your camera on or off during remote learning?
It's definitely an expectation to have camera on. The thing that we need to be mindful of is that during this pandemic, and when we talk about education, we want to make the screen disappear. So how I'm looking at you directly, you can feel that I'm talking to you specifically. So as a learner, I want you guys to take initiative. Turn off your cameras, open your mics when it's time to discuss, and use your voice. Only you have that power. So you diminish your power. It's like when you turn the light off, it gets dark. When you turn your camera off, your understanding gets dark. You get consumed with what's happening near you, and we're not a class again. We're doing everything every day so that every student, every day, every lesson is doing their best. So yeah, cameras have to be on.
Okay, so cameras have to be on. So what happens now? Because there's a bit of a controversy. Some people agree, some people disagree. What happens now? What do we need to do moving forward, starting today, to ensure that everyone has their camera on?
So maybe what we can do, Ms. Rochelle, I've been thinking about it, is really thinking about college camera readiness, right? Because the idea of remote learning is not new to college. And each and every one of my students at 287, you already know the mantra, has to be 2 grade levels up, and that's preparing to your college and career. And when you guys work at an engineering firm, you notice I didn't say if, I said when you work at an engineering firm. Your meetings on Zoom, you cannot have your camera off because that makes the screen disappear and it makes what you say even more important. So when you don't put your face to your voice, it's an issue. But you know what, Ms. Michelle, I have to be fair to families. It is uncomfortable for you to see my household. Before I started remote learning, you just went to school, you didn't know what was happening at home, you didn't know if I ironed the kids' clothes, you didn't know if I had the laundry bag on the side, you didn't know if I was able to paint that patch on my wall. Like, all of those things matter. You don't even know if I still have roaches in the background. Like, you know, we have to be honest and transparent. So what I guess I have to say to families, we're not here to judge your home. We're not your aunts. We're not your cousins. We are mandated reporters, and you're absolutely right. But one thing 287 has is the opportunity for everyone to have a voice. So parent support group, reaching out to Ms. Mouchette. You know, these are the things that I do lean on when I hear reports of this doesn't look right. I'd rather do that lean than the lean of let's get kids out. So that's the transparent. I know families will be looking at this. It's not a matter of how your home looks. I can't come to your house and clean it for you, right? Or I can't come to your house and make it be presentable. But what I can do is support families and let them know we care about your children and we want them in class and we want them to be present in class. How I see your faces, and that's why I'm looking directly at this camera. How I see your faces is the most important thing. I miss my kids, I miss seeing their smiles, and it's important to me. You know, it's just important.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Bishop, for clearing that up. There you have it. It is a school-wide expectations. Your cameras should be on. Thank you.
Oh, look who I got here. We can't hear you, Miss Bishop.
I was saying, woo, surprise.
I threw you right in there with us.
Oh my God, that brought back so much memories. I know it's recent, but even to think about, like, I know people see the background on the live right now, but those are literally our backgrounds in Zoom meetings. So like if you go anywhere with the 287 member, teachers, educational assistants, administrators, parent coordinators, our backgrounds are usually the iStrong background because we were really concerned with families that were uncomfortable with their background. So we wanted to give the kids a background. So if you go to town hall this week, you'll see that kids will have this iStrong background, or some kids take pictures from the school website and put their favorite teacher up. Like, it's been amazing. Like, people are like, I see Miss Bishop twice. And I'm like,
yeah. I know. You know, like even like when, you know, Miss Mouchette, we had those conversations, had those interviews, and we were like, wait, let's do this. And now we go into district meeting, you know, as administrators here, me and Miss Bishop, we go into district meetings, we go into our borough meetings, and all you see in the back is our big iStrong yellow, but we're proud, and that's what we do.
We are. I'm super proud. So I want to shout out both you and Miss Evans for taking this initiative and this time. You guys planned it. So what people don't see in the cyber world is how much time it took to plan, how frustrated it is to work with me when I go, hey, go ahead, go with that idea. Like that idea there, like they don't know. They're like, it's all smiles and gooey gumdrops. No, we work extremely hard because we want to give you quality content and product and to at least do our best. And that's one thing that I love seeing working at 287 is that there's always a point in the year when I go, I'm confident. It may not come up with all 4s and 3s, but I'm confident my staff does the very best. I'm confident my parents and my families know our heartbeat and they know that we want to do the very best. And I'm confident that our children know the same thing, that we want to do the very best. I'm just visiting classes and observations in the building and virtually. I hear more voice. I hear more teachers arguing with me in emails saying, can you give me this resource, this resource, this resource? And if you talk to myself and Miss Francois long enough, we're fighting to get resources every single day. And it's not much of a fight anymore because people see the work that we are doing. And I'm just so grateful. Listen, if you are seeing this later on, because I know a lot of people are not live right now, but if you're seeing it later on, please make sure you reach out to Miss Evans and the office. There's Miss Bruno again. Let me see. Shout out to the SLT. Make sure you reach out to the main office or email us or find us on Facebook and leave a message and let us know what you think about this open house. What could we add? I think we want to add some parents in. So Miss Bruno, be ready, okay? Listen, we want to talk about as a family how this is working, right? Like we want people to know how passionate we are about our children, period, right? Like that's just period. And then how our children learn, how our children explore the world, and how our children lead in this work. They're leading in this work. So I'm super proud of you. Super shout out, Miss Colin Patel. Super shout out, Miss Evans. You guys are doing it fearlessly and strong.
Thank you.
You are my inspirations. I'm going to go do another live.
You inspire us every day, Miss Bishop.
You'll make me do work.
Yeah. Every day. She says, go for it.
And we're like, why do we say this idea now? No, of course. We're just so lucky to be led. We have a leader like you. Honestly, me and Ms. Evans were speaking about it during our planning. And, I said last week before our first open house, I'm very open with my feelings. I'm like, I am nervous. I was having a little meltdown. And Miss Bishop supports you, and she's like, you got this, go for it. And it is what it is, right? We improve based on that and feedback. So that's why we want feedback from our families. Feedback from families that want to come to our school, right? How does this make you feel? What questions do you still have? You can always reach out to us. Miss Evans is the number one connector.
Definitely. I was going to say, and families that don't want to go to our school, right? We have to be transparent. There are families that see us as a local school. Their child, they may be going through impartial hearing processes, looking for the right school, want to find a reason not to be in a public school. So I'm going to put it out there. When you visit our school, tell us why you won't choose it, right? Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the no, because I know it's not a forever, and it's just telling me not yet. What would it do to make it a school for you? Right now, I was talking to someone, a graphic designer that's working on updating our logo, and he was saying, you guys, I need to get a membership. I need to subscribe. I said, well, get on YouTube, get on Facebook, and subscribe now. But when we think about, we have joint education, not only for kids, but for adults 16 and older. We have, we're putting in a new program called Digital Composer Academy. So Ms. Bruna, you're hearing it live right now. Ms. Colin Patel is on it too. Digital Composer Academy. So parents of 287, you're going to see a Kinvolved permission slip coming out, and it's for grades 3 through 5, the testing grade. And what the concept is getting kids into composing digital music by using math. Woo. This is one way that we're going to close the learning gap, because if we've heard the cries of our community, our elected officials, our parents, our students, everyone. And so because we heard these cries, we said we got to do something now that seems kind of cool, but we'll get the mantra into students' heads, especially 4th and 5th graders that are looking at fractions, and 3rd graders that really need to take repeat addition and repeat subtraction into multiplication and division. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be once a week. And we have a studio artist that's working with one of our amazing teachers. So it's an after school program, 1 hour a week, but we're going to go for it. So join us for that. What else do we have? We have Saturday school. We have that. We have Family University coming up. I think there's a cook-off. I saw Miss Evans' calendar.
We have Career and College and Career Week. We have Spirit Week coming up. So for those,
it's next week.
That's next week. Monday starts Spirit Week. Each day there's a different thing I want you to dress up as. Parents, I'm urging you. Let's get some families participating in Spirit Week. Dress up.
Send us a picture.
Send us a picture, and you will be posted. Don't play. Send us a picture.
Yes, I think Monday is sports day, right? I need to come in like Serena.
Monday sports day.
I'm gonna come in like Serena.
Go ahead. Families, we just letting you know the atmosphere here at PS 287 is relaxed, but it's learning.
High expectations for all.
High expectations. 2 grades above reading for everyone. Pre-K, you're not just pre-K, you're above that. You're not just 5th grade, you're above that. Each grade, you're above that. That's our model, that's our expectation. And when you come through the door, you're gonna hear somebody say, "Good morning,
PS 287."
Really important before we go, few announcements. The New York City Department of Education has given us 2 more days. So that's today and tomorrow. If you want to bring your child back from remote learning into the building, you saw in the video how we separate everything. The guidance for 3 feet distance has just come out. It'll be starting on Monday. And I have to shout out my custodial staff. I'm talking from my building director, Mr. Markin, to Mr. Luke Renata, the custodian, to David Perez, to Benny, to Edwin. They come in here and they clean that building. I have to say on record, I have had less than 5 cases. So I know it's less than. I can't even put less than 5 cases. We had less than 5 class closures. It always seems like a lot when you're in the class closure mode, but honestly, there have been schools that have had repeat, and I really cannot say it's because my teachers clean everything. It's because my custodial staff puts their energy into making the school building is prepared for the level of excellence we believe your children should have. So thank you again for this open house. I just want to remind you, you can blend in. If you're a remote learner, you can come back in. We have space. If you're interested in admissions, please see that woman, Miss Evans, right there. She's ready to go with you. And then also 3, 4, and 5 testing. Let me tell you, the secret for 287 secret sauces. Our teachers have empowered teachers and educational assistants from grades 2 through 5 have been in POCs twice a week since January, preparing for state testing. And so we didn't know what was going to happen. So we're not frantic about the instruction or what kids are going to be able to show or do, but we're excited about this opportunity. So I'm going to speak to you a little bit more about, shout out to the custodians. Thanks you, Ms. Michette. I want to speak to families a little bit more. If you have any questions, you have to opt in for your state test. And trust me, I believe, and I'm very confident where we are, but you are a parent and your voice matters. So you choose, I'm going to say it as they've told me to say it. You choose whether your child takes the test or not every year, actually. But this year, especially, you have to choose to opt in. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Look for my post in Kinvolve. I took in a week off. I hope my families appreciate it because I get so many responses when I text every day. But I'll be back. And I love each and every one of you. Those of you have seen this and you're like, what is going on with 287? We are located at 50 Neighbor Street. Come and check us out. And if you can't check us out in person, check us out virtually.
Thank you, Ms. Bishop. Thank you for everyone who has viewed, logged in. Again, this is going to be posted, so you have access. For those who are viewing it later, call the school office, ask for Ms. Evans, and we'll get you on your way, right? Thank you so much. So again, this was session 2. We have session 3 next Thursday, April 15th, and session 4 on April 29th.
Okay.
We're looking forward to it.
Throw your 3s up. Session 3.
Yes, session 3, April 15th. We'll be posting and we will be advertising. And we're looking forward to having you guys back.
Thank you for logging on.
Bye, everyone.